Hey guys, thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be reading 2 sentence horror stories. Now, here in Australia, Halloween isn't really a big thing, but I thought I'd still do a Halloween themed video because it is only around the corner, so why not? Let's start with the first one. I woke up to hear knocking on the glass. At first, I thought it was the window, until I heard it come from the mirror again. I hope that doesn't curse my mirror. The last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 12:07 before she pushed her long rotting nails through my chest, her other hand muffling my screams. I sat bolt upright, relieved it was only a dream, but as I saw my alarm clock read 12:06, I heard my closet door creak open. Now that's creepy. Growing up with cats and dogs, I got used to the sounds of scratching at my door while I slept. Now that I live alone, it is much more unsettling. I wonder who's scratching at the door. I know my dog always scratches my door. In all of the time that I've lived alone in this house, I swear to God I've closed more doors than I've opened. That one was kinda lame. A girl heard her mum yell her name from downstairs, so she got up and started to head down. As she got to the stairs, her mum pulled her into the room and said, "I heard that too." That would make a good movie. They probably do have horror movies that are... What was I going to say? That's probably actually happened in a horror movie. But I actually haven't seen that many horror movies. I've watched all the Scream ones. I'm planning on rewatching them all. Again, now that it is near Halloween. Yeah. She asked why I was breathing so heavily. I wasn't. That was the shortest 2 sentences ever. My wife woke me up last night to tell me there was an intruder in our house. She was murdered by an intruder 2 years ago. Creepy. I awoke to the sound of a baby monitor cackling with a voice comforting my firstborn child. As I adjusted to a new position, my arm brushed against my wife sleeping next to me. Huh? I didn't get that one. Let me read it again. I awoke to the sound of the baby monitor cackling with a voice comforting my firstborn. As I adjusted to a new position, my arm brushed against my wife. Okay. So it's basically saying that the husband and the wife are in the bed, but they heard someone on the baby monitor. Okay. That was not that good. I always thought my cat had a staring problem. She always seemed fixated on my face until one day when I realized that she was always looking just behind me. They do say that pets can actually see things. There's nothing like the laughter of a baby, unless it's 1 a.m. and you're home alone. Ew. I was having a pleasant dream when what sounded like hammering woke me. After that, I could barely hear the muffled sound of dirt covering the coffin over my own screams. Imagine that, being buried alive. "I can't sleep," she whispered, crawling into bed with me. I woke up cold, clutching the dress she was buried in. Ew. That was creepy. I begin tucking him into bed and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for his amusement and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's somebody on my bed." I've actually read that one before. That's a good one. You get home, tired after a long day's work and ready for a relaxing night alone. You reach for the light switch, but another hand is already there. Imagine that. I can't move, breathe, speak or hear, and it's so dark all the time. If I knew it would be this lonely, I would have been cremated instead. Ew. I've always wondered that. What do I actually want to happen to me? Because, imagine waking up in a coffin. But then, the thought of being cremated is so gross. I don't know what I would want. Where am I up to? She went upstairs to check on her sleeping toddler. The window was open and the bed was empty. There's a lot of these surrounding babies. I'm gonna need some new material. I never go to sleep, but I keep waking up. Boring. My daughter won't stop crying and screaming in the middle of the night. I visit her grave and ask her to stop, but it doesn't help. Oh my god. After working a hard day, I came home to see my girlfriend cradling our child. I didn't know which was more frightening, seeing my dead girlfriend and stillborn child, or knowing that someone broke into my apartment to place them there. Oh my god. That was creepy. There was a picture in my phone of me sleeping. I live alone. Okay. Now I know they're meant to be 2-sentence horror stories. They're meant to be short, but the short ones are kind of boring. I think my favourite one was, hold on, let me look again. Let me see. My favourite one was the second one where they had a nightmare at 12:07, but then when they woke up, they were glad it was just a dream, but then they seen the clock was 12:06. Could you imagine that? That would be so scary. But yeah, those are all the 2-sentence horror stories I have for you guys tonight. And yeah, did you guys notice I decided to record this video during the night? Thought it would make it a little bit more spooky. I should have worn a spooky shirt. I guess this shirt with flamingos on it isn't very Halloween, but oh well. I hope you guys enjoyed these creepy little 2-sentence horror stories, and as always, I'd appreciate if you like, subscribe, comment, all that, and leave some suggestions for my next